Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, what caused that death of the firstborn, the last plague of Egypt? Well, as we've been studying, and I've got an unbelievable information for you over at Patreon. It is incredible what was historically written, not just from the Torah of the Bible in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, but was also written by other manuscripts around the globe, what was happening during the plagues of Egypt, when what looks like, what the ancients say, Nibiru, this large, huge, unbelievable, massive planet on the edges of our solar system was shaking the heavens. Well, the Bible says this in Exodus chapter 12. The Bible says in verse 29, "And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle." All right. Now, what could have done that? Well, Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all of his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And also, of course, we know that the firstborn of cattle died. Now, what could have caused it? Well, according to ancient history, Artapanus wrote these words, in which he described the last night before Exodus, and which is quoted by the Ubayas. There was hail and earthquake by night, so that those who fled from the earthquake were killed by the hail, and those who sought shelter from the hail were destroyed by the earthquake. And at that time, all the houses fell in, and most of the temples. And so that's one account of what happened, but we know that there were many other accounts written by other ancient writings in different portions of the globe of events taking place at the same time. I'll give you another one in Hieronymus, also known as Saint Jerome, wrote in an epistle that in the night in which Exodus took place, all the temples of Egypt were destroyed either by an earth shock or by the thunderbolt. So what in the world? And that was the historical accounts, and there's a lot more of them here, and you can, and some of them are going to be a little bit controversial. So you can watch it at my Patreon channel. I want to thank you now so much, all of you who are members of our Patreon channel. We thank you because you're helping us share the gospel of Jesus Christ. You're helping us, supporting us in the gospel of Christ. Many people are coming to Jesus Christ. We're going to continue. The Lord told me to stay on top of it and to preach the end time message, because soon Christ is going to come. And many people don't know what's going to come up on the earth in the days leading up to the return of the Messiah. So what's going to happen is they're going to be stunned. They're going to be shocked. They're going to be completely floored, because the end time message is really not being preached. It's, well, I shouldn't say that. It is, but it's about 10% of our churches right now. A lot of good churches, but this is one area where they're missing getting this information to the parishioners, to all of those who are attending. They have to teach them the effects of the events of the last days. And why did all those observatories close during that? When the New Mexico one went down, there were seven observatories that were closed simultaneously. Plus the Hubble telescope was turned off, and so was another one. What was it they could see that they didn't want us to see? What's going on out there in the heavens? Is the return of Planet X or Nibiru, or call it wormwood like the Bible does. It happened once before in the days of the plagues of Egypt, and is it about to return now? Give your life to Jesus Christ. Find out the rest of the story here. Go to my Patreon channel. for the rest of the information that is sensitive information, but it will be revealed. Thank you for supporting us. God bless.